Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events shaping our world. I'm your host, Walter. Today, we're taking a closer look at the complex web of international relations, trade agreements, and social issues that are making headlines around the globe. We start with the recent developments in European politics, where the European Commission is set to present the Industrial Accelerator Act, a proposal aimed at strengthening Europe's industrial sector. This act promotes a made-in-Europe approach for certain sectors and goods, alongside requirements for the use of public funds to give preference to EU products. However, some countries are expressing caution, warning that broad, made-in-Europe rules could lead to higher prices, less innovation, and reduced competitiveness. Meanwhile, tensions between nations continue to simmer. The situation in Ukraine remains a pressing concern, with EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen urging Ukraine to repair the Druzhba pipeline, while Volodymyr Zelensky warns that repairs risk workers' lives amid ongoing Russian attacks. The European Union is also grappling with migration issues as ministers prepare for the rollout of new migration and asylum laws. In other news, U.S. President Trump is set to meet with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, discussing trade agreements and other pressing matters. The meeting comes amidst growing concerns about global trade relationships and the impact of protectionism on international economies. As we celebrate International Women's Day, the European Union is unveiling its new gender equality strategy for 2026 to 2030, aiming to address the persistent gaps in employment, pay, and representation that women face. Despite years of policies and initiatives, the EU's gender pay gap remains at 12%, and fewer than 1 in 10 top company CEOs are women. These are just a few of the stories we're following today on Concrete Block. We'll be examining each of these topics in more depth, providing analysis and insights from experts and stakeholders. Our goal is to provide a fair and balanced look at the issues shaping our world, without taking sides or promoting any particular agenda. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the latest developments in the Middle East, where a dramatic escalation of tensions has unfolded following the death of Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The situation is complex and multifaceted, with various nations and interests at play. To break it down, the US and Israel have been involved in a series of attacks on Iran, which have resulted in significant damage and loss of life. The Iranian government has vowed to retaliate, and the region remains on high alert. The international community is watching closely, with leaders from around the world calling for calm and restraint. It's essential to consider the various perspectives and motivations at play here. The US and Israel have cited concerns over Iran's nuclear program and its role in regional conflicts as justification for their actions. On the other hand, Iran and its allies see these attacks as a blatant aggression and a threat to their sovereignty. As the situation continues to unfold, it's crucial to prioritize accuracy and nuance in our understanding of the events. We must be careful not to oversimplify or sensationalize the complexities of this conflict. Instead, we should strive for a balanced and informed discussion that acknowledges the diverse viewpoints and interests involved. The implications of this conflict are far-reaching, with potential consequences for global stability, energy markets, and international relations. As we move forward, it's vital to remain vigilant and engaged, seeking out credible sources of information and supporting efforts towards diplomacy and peaceful resolution. Welcome back to Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, we're taking a closer look at the ongoing situation in the Gulf region and its impact on global air travel. The US-Israel attack on Iran has led to widespread disruption, with hundreds of flights canceled and airspace shut down over several countries. For Irish tourists in Dubai and other parts of the Gulf, the situation is uncertain. Airspace remains closed, and airport closures, as well as flight suspensions through dangerous airspace, mean there's no imminent prospect of departure. Airlines have said they will resume flights when possible, but for now, it's not advised to travel to the airport without confirmation of flight status. The Irish Department of Foreign Affairs has issued "Do Not Travel," warnings for Iran, Iraq, Israel, and Palestine, while countries like Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia are under a strongly advises against all but essential travel. Warning. Irish citizens in these countries are advised to shelter in place, follow local security advice, and register with the Department of Foreign Affairs. For those whose travel plans have been affected, it's essential to check with airlines for rebook or refund options. However, travel insurance may not apply due to war exemptions, so it's crucial to review individual policies. As the situation continues to unfold, it's clear that the conflict may last for a protracted period. With U.S. President Donald Trump suggesting it could go on for 4 weeks, it may not be possible to complete planned journeys within that time. We'll continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, our thoughts are with those affected by the conflict, and we urge everyone to prioritize their safety above all else. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.